Alrighty.
Do you have any questions before we head out?
No, I think I'm good.
Perfect. So yeah, your tire pressures are right where they should be, and yeah, you're all set. So we'll head out pretty soon here.
All right, good. Thank you.
Alright, so Craig, Samantha, and Paul, show me a thumbs up if you can hear my voice right now. Perfect. So we're all set. Go ahead and roll your windows up if they're down. I want to have both driver side and passenger side windows up. We're going to be heading out to the track here very soon, so just give me a second to get set up. So we're going to be following the other group. We're going to follow Channel 9 out to the track. So we're going to let them roll out of our way, and then we'll follow them. Again, this is going to be our introductory track session, just learning where to turn in, where to apex, where to shift. Once we get all of this down, we're going to do everything at low speed, but we're going to drive as if we're going at high speed. That way, all we have to do later is add speed. No technique has to change. It's going to make it a lot easier to make progress this way. So we're going to put our foot on the brake, pull up on the drive tab, and then press the M button to get that car in manual mode. Just waiting for the other car. Looks like they might have a issue. Oh, they're rolling now, so we'll follow them out when they're done with their U-turn here. Alright, so go ahead and follow my car here, Craig, and everyone follow the car in front of you. Now again, when we're out here on the track, we're going to go pretty slow. We're not going to be, using a lot of the power or anything like that. So maintain proper spacing, at least 5 car lengths. That's going to be enough for us to be able to see the track. Again, it's not like we're going so fast that we're taking risks and we might hit each other, but being able to have that spacing allows us to see the track on our own instead of copying the person in front of us. It's going to help us learn the track a lot better so we don't have to think about it later on. Keep everyone together here. Looks like we have a little bit of a gap there. That's okay. Alright, so this is our pit out lane. We're going to enter the track from here. We like to keep it nice and easy, but we're going to get into third gear. Once we're about 14 miles per hour, we'll get in third gear and stay there for now. Now when we enter the track here, we're going to stay along the left side of the road. So we're going to stay on the left side here. And you'll notice there's some braking markers here. There's a 2 and a 1, and then a blue turn-in cone. You don't brake at the 2, you brake at the 1.5, so kind of right between the cones. Now the road starts turning, but don't steer until you reach that blue cone. You got to get all the way out there first, and then you can bring it through. You want to follow that little patch with your outer tires. Your inner tires will go over the curbing with the green and white. So we're looking pretty good here. Again, on this straight, we get to 4th gear. We max out at 5th gear. You notice those orange cones on the right side, though. That's where we rotate. We're not going to do it yet. We're going to go around one time first. but this is the straightaway where we rotate. So if you see this dark patch that's going to come from under my car, that's where I get 5th gear, and then I brake right after at the 4-board. Brake at the 4-board, downshift to 4th gear. Now find your cones early, just like Serpentine. Find your apex cone, notice the turning cone as it flashes by, and then bring it through smoothly. Feel the rumble of the curbing. If you can't feel the rumble, you need to come in a little bit tighter. That looks pretty good there. Now, we're going to go right to this turning cone. As we turn, we lift off the throttle, down the dip. As we go back up the hill, we accelerate. We want to be pretty close to this apex on the right. We want to look far ahead through here, because at speed we're going almost 100 through here. Now we're going to end up on the left seam of the middle lane. We're basically just trying to draw a straight line up to our next braking zone, just like this. Looks good, everyone. Now at the 3-board, that's where we brake. So we brake at the 3. Stay in 4th gear for me. Just stay in 4th. Find your apex to your right. Smoothly add steering. Remember the spiral. Now bring it in. Our left tire's on the patch, right tire's on the curb, and then we'll go through just straight down to the next braking cone. The more throttle we use here, the easier it is. Going to brake at the brake cone, come up halfway up as the skid marks go back down. We follow them. Add steering, release brakes. This looks good. Nice job. So again, we're straight up at the hill. We're going to brake at the orange cone. I'm going to downshift into 3rd gear. Keep it left. Use all this curbing to the left. Stay on the left to the blue turn-in cone, and then bring it right. Use all this curbing to the right. Then we can accelerate through 7. Now this next corner is pretty difficult. It's all about patience, so brake at the exit sign. Stay in 3rd gear. Keep it kind of wide. When I'm off the brakes, I just coast. I simply coast, let the car bring itself in, use the back side of the L on the curb here. Then we stay along the right side and brake 5 feet from the tar patch there. I want to sacrifice the exit there to open up turn 9 here and then turn 10. So we're all looking pretty good. Nice lines, everybody. We're smoothly back to the left side here. We brake at the 1.5. We scan for our apex and wait until you reach that turning cone. It feels very late here, but wait until you reach the turning cone to bring it in. Alright, we're looking pretty good. So at the first pair of orange cones on the right, Craig, you're going to pull off to the right side after the cones there. If you see the second pair of orange cones up there, if you get up to the second pair, you're going to need to stop and let the rest of the group pass you. So Samantha and Paul, you're going to pass. Craig, you're going to get behind Paul's yellow 142. Then we get up to 5th gear on the straight here, Samantha. We brake at the 4. So we're going to brake at the 4-board. We downshift before we steer. So click that left paddle in, bring it to 4th gear before we steer in. Track your apex. Bring it onto that curbing. Feel the rumble. You want to feel that rumble on the inner side of the corner there. Alright, so I'm going to come a little closer to you just so you can place the car a little differently. But at the blue turning cone, we lift off the throttle smoothly. At the bottom of the dip, we roll back into that gas pedal. Keep your eyes far ahead. I want to get close to this apex cone. That'll bring us out to around the middle of the course here. Left side of the middle lane. That'll help us straighten out this kink in the road. Now, Samantha, I want you to make sure you get your tires on each curbing where the apex cone is. So we'll just kind of cut it across it. So we brake at the 3 here, we bring it through nice and smooth, track your apex. Our left tire is going to go on the patch, right tire is on the curb, coast back around through, then we accelerate. So I want you to get comfortable with where those tires are. It's totally fine if we're not used to that. We brake at the brake cone, come up halfway. Follow the skid marks with your inner tire, bring them back down, follow my car. Want to feel the rumble of the paint right here by the cone. So you are right there, Samantha. Again, we'll do it incrementally so you can get used to where those tires are. At this cone, just drive over the curbing. We'll brake at the orange, downshift to 3rd, and keep it left. Go over the curbing, feel it rumble at the blue cone, then we go back to the right. Want to feel a rumble through all these curbings. That looks good. So get used to that feeling for me, Samantha. At the braking, at the exit, we brake. Going to bring it around smoothly. I'm off the brakes halfway through, and I coast. No gas, no brakes at all. Going to use the L of this curbing here and then stay right. Excellent job, Samantha. Brake it 5 feet from the tar, bring it through 9. Nice lap here. Smoothly back to the left, brake at the 1.5, find your apex, wait for the turn-in cone. Keep it straight all the way to that cone. Nice job, Samantha. So at the first pair of orange cones, that's when you're going to pull over and allow both cars to pass you. Again, at the second pair of cones, if you reach it, you have to stop there and let all the rest of the cars pass you. You're going to get behind Craig's red car, red 162. So we're 5th gear in the patch here, get back down to 4th gear. We're braking, we're just holding that pressure, downshift before we steer, bring it in smooth. Feel the rumble over the tire mark on the curbing here. As we roll on the throttle, we'll lift off smoothly at the turn-in cone, turn, and then as we bottom out, we'll accelerate smoothly back up. This looks good. So now we're aiming for that left seam. If you can see that little lane in the road here, want to get that nice straight line here. Then we're aiming for the 3, which is where we brake. So we brake at the 3 here. Carry that pressure, feel the nose dive, find your apex, and bring it in through. Smooth steering, draw that spiral, left tire patch, right tire curve, just like that, Paul. Nice job. Now the more throttle we use here, the easier it is to go through. So we brake, halfway up, scan for your apex, and balance it back in. Excellent job here, Paul. Really hitting your marks. Nice job. And Samantha, looks like we went a little wide there. Try not to turn early. I saw some dust getting kicked up. You weren't too far off, but we did turn in early that time. So keep it left, back to the right. There we go. The chicanes are difficult there, but we just want to keep it left to open it up. Brake at the exit sign for me. Keep it in third. Be very patient with the throttle. Use the back side of the L of this curbing here. Keep it on the right, then accelerate as we straighten up. Brake before the tar, and bring it through. Nice job here, Paul. Looks like you're in control. Got the back to move a little bit there. Make sure the throttle's smooth. Brake 1.5. Find the apex. Notice the turn in. Bring it through the patch. We want to follow the patch with our outer tires. It's a good gauge for if we're on the right line. Nice job, Paul. So everyone has one more lap. At the first pair of cones there, Paul, you'll rotate to the back again. Craig, you're going to come up here behind me. Actually, we're going to slow down a little bit. Paul, you're going to stop where you are. Craig, you're going to follow me off to the right. Alright, I see you there, Samantha. So you're going to stay behind the red car, Samantha. And Craig, you can follow me now. Paul, you're going to get behind the silver car. So we're fourth gear. We'll kind of take up a little bit more out of this corner here. So again, we brake at the 4. That was different this time because we started slower. But again, use that curving, feel the rumble. Smoothly roll on as we come through. Again, find your apex before you lift off the throttle. And make it a smooth roll back on from the bottom. We want to aim to get close to this curbing here. We'll carry that steering out. We'll bring it a straight line all the way up to that 3 board. Again, firm brakes at the 3. Feel the nose dive. Keep it down as we go through the corner. Slowly coming off the brake. Adding steering slowly. Don't get to the throttle until we're pointed to where we want to go to. That looks good. We can use more curbing though. Now we'll brake at the braking cone. Come up halfway. Find your apex driver window. Balance it back in. Smooth off the brake. Wait for the throttle. So nice line. We can use a little more of the curbing there in the bull. Now again, I brake at the orange cone. Downshift. Keep it left. Use all of this curbing here. And then I finish braking as I go back right. This looks good. Now again, turn 8 is all about patience, everyone. It's all about patience. So I'm off the brake smoothly. I do not get to the throttle until I'm straightened out to the next turn-in. So I want to straighten out first, then I can accelerate, then brake for the turn-in. There we go. That looks good. Nice job here, Craig. Good solid line. Smooth back to the left. Brake at the 1.5. Scan early for your apex. Wait for the turn-in cone. Alright, nice. Nice job there, Craig. So you're going to rotate to the back here for us now after the first pair of cones. Really nice couple laps there. You're on your marks. You're hitting it really well. So, again, when we do go faster later, do not sacrifice this line. All of you are on the right line, so really good job. Samantha, you're going to continue along the left side of the straight. Same with Paul. Craig, you're going to get behind Paul's yellow car. So remember, Samantha, we get up to 4th gear and then finally 5th gear in that last little dark patch. Then we'll brake at the 4 here. We'll downshift before we steer, so we should be in 4th gear as we enter turn 1. Now remember, this time I want you to steer enough to really get through the curbing and feel the rumble here. So if you see that tire mark on the curb, I want to go right through it. Yeah, so we just want to turn the wheel a little bit more next time, but that's okay. So we're back to, we're still in 4th gear. We'll roll off the throttle, use all the track, roll back into it as we come up the hill. Looks good. This is a nice line here, Samantha. We're coming up to the left seam of the middle lane to get that straight line from the top of the hill up to the 3 board. Again, the 3 is where we brake. So Samantha, I want you to practice using more curbing this time. So as I'm turning, I'm drawing that spiral. I'm adding steering the whole time until I actually get on top of the curbing at the cone. There we go. Nice job. Thank you. We're going to keep it straight as we go down to the brake cone. Firm brake. up to the middle, then driver's side window, find the apex, add steering again until you feel that rumble on the inside. Very close there, so nice job. We have a good line, Samantha. We can use like the last % of the track. Brake at the orange cone, third gear, keep it left to that blue turn in, then back to the right, and then we can accelerate through 7. If you want to stay a little closer to that blue turn-in cone, it's easy to forget about it though. Brake at the exit, bring it around nice and smooth, track the apex, coast, let the car bring itself in, just tidying up its own circle. Once we straighten out that, we can accelerate, then brake right before the tar. Nice job. Again, that's the hardest part of the track to get right, but all of you are doing well. Smooth back to the left, brake at the 1.5, find your apex, wait to turn in until you reach the cone. Excellent, excellent. So Samantha, at the first pair of cones, you're going to rotate again. You're going to get behind Craig's red car when he passes you. Paul, you're going to continue on. We got one more lap here. So we're back to 5th gear. Can we brake at the 4?
I'll just get back to my original order here and
Nice job here, Paul. So again, early visual scanning for the apex. Roll off the throttle, roll back on from the bottom up. And we're keeping those eyes really far ahead here. We're going fast normally here. We're going almost 100 or plus right here. We're going to brake at the 3. Make sure you brake firm here because sometimes we'll go like 120 into this corner. So I want to be very smooth with that steering. Make sure we're planning that corner out, bringing it in, then accelerating down the hill. Again, the bowl works better the faster we enter it because we get more of that banking loading up our tires. Find your apex here, off the brake smooth as you steer. Alright, so good. That time we were a little bit farther from the apex, but it was just a couple inches. So we want to be a little bit more patient with the throttle. Brake at the cone, 3rd gear. Keep left until the blue cone, then right back to the right. Nice, nice. Brake at the exit sign. Smoothly off the brake for the first half, then coast the second half. Use all the curbing, straighten up first, then accelerate, then brake before the tar. Excellent, excellent. So everyone's looking great. Brake at the 1.5, wait for that turn in. Again, it's very late. The road actually turns before you need to turn, then turn 10 here, so be patient. Practice that visual scanning. We're going to slow down a bit. Paul, you're going to go back to the end of the line. So after the first pair of cones, you'll just rotate. Again, excellent job, all of you. Paul, you're going to get behind that silver, or the ceramic car Samantha's driving, so you'll wait for her for a second here. Again, as a group, we're all looking excellent. This is one of the best ones I've seen off the morning, just for the fact that we're hitting all of our marks instantly. We're consistent, so really, really good to see that. I do not want to see any sacrificing of that line just to go faster, though. It's very easy to be like, oh, I want to go faster, so I'm just going to miss this mark and carry speed because I'm going too fast. Please do not do that. We can go faster by hitting our marks and smoothing out our inputs. I promise you that will be the best way forward. So if we can keep these lines as clean as possible, improving is going to be faster, driving is going to be funner, and it's easier to remember all of it when you leave. Now for turn 3 here, I was just noticing a couple times, this is also one of the harder parts of the track. Make sure we actually feel the rumble here at the apex. I'm bringing it into the first part of that patch, left side tire, bring it right on the curb, then I accelerate straight down the hill to that brake cone, straight down the hill. So brake, come up halfway, it's one big curved braking zone. When I come back down, I come off the brake and coast until I reach the apex, then I accelerate through. Nice job. All of you nailed the ball right there, so that's super cool. That almost never happens, by the way. So really good job. Thanks for focusing, listening to me out here this time. That was really cool. We're going to be doing braking here next. ABS braking, a lot of sliding around. So follow me off the track here. Again, we're going to be sliding around a lot, so there's going to be water involved. It's going to be a fun exercise. We're just going to get used to the limits of the car, especially when it comes to smooth steering and emergency stops. So this next exercise is less relevant to the racetrack as far as how we use the brakes, but the way we use the steering wheel is super important, and it's very relevant to this course. We have to be very smooth with the steering to avoid upsetting the back of the car. Now, Ken is going to lead this one for us. So, Craig, you are going to park behind that brown car that NJ is driving, the brown number 4. I'm going to make a quick U-turn here, but you'll just fall in behind that brown car. At this point, everyone can click the Z button on their steering wheel to put it back in tour mode for this exercise. Leave your PDR recording. I'll be by your window here shortly and change your channels back to Ken.
All right, how are you doing?
Oh man, that was absolutely awesome.
Good. You look like you're ready for it, so you're doing pretty well.
Intuitively, we're taught not to hit curves, so it's kind of hard to get used to that, but
But your precision's good, man.